Proverbs. We're presently looking at Proverbs chapter 4. And yesterday we went as far as Proverbs verse 4 of Proverbs chapter 4. The whole of Proverbs chapter 4 is tied to security and wisdom. So we're looking at the security that wisdom affords us, both as a defense and also as an offense. So verse 4, we stopped at talking about where it says that so verse 3 we looked at Solomon pretty much talking about his father, teaching him. And verse 4, he says, he also taught me and said to me, lest your heart retain my words, keep my commands and live. Let your heart retain my words, keep my commands and live. Let your heart retain my words. It's not enough to hear it, but it's the fact that you will give attention to the word, right? It's not just the hearing of the word that saves us, it's the attention we give to it, because in giving attention to it, we're able to discover the gem, the secret message. We're able to get the wisdom that is therein. Again, as Paul was writing the Colossians, he said that let the word of God dwell in you, richly unto all wisdom, right? You get the wisdom when you pay attention to the word. When you pay attention to the word, you're able to see the light. You're able to see what it's saying. You're able to see the application. You're able to not just read a word or read a story. You're able to see yourself in the story. You're able to see the story in your life, right? You're able to then apply it, to your everyday life, and that's the beauty of scripture. It's not as much as keeping it in our head. It's not as much as knowing it. It's in using the wisdom to solve the daily issues of life. Is in using the wisdom to war in life. Is in using the wisdom to become a better person in relating with ourselves and in relating with other people. That's a beauty, in knowing scriptures. That's a beauty in wisdom. That's a beauty in knowledge. That's a beauty in understanding. That's a beauty in wisdom itself. So we need to retain the word of God. We need to retain that which we have read. Also, we will probably need to not forget the things we learned through life. Just sharing a few minutes ago with one of my colleagues here, over this weekend, I was just being able to correlate this season of life for me to another season of life 15 years ago, right? And that kind of gave me stability. It made sense, of my life. It made sense of my journey. Being able to see that where I am right now is not where it's not the first time I'm being there, and being able to correlate it, to something that happened before, kind of gave me stability, gave me boundaries, gave me corrections. It helped me to be able to define things, to put things in the proper perspective, so it's giving attention to ourselves, giving attention to the word. We get gems, we get wisdom from that. uh, Again, tying it back to Joshua 1:8, it's giving attention to the word, to be able to lead it, to be able to obey it, right? We'll go on to verse 5. It says, get wisdom, right? Get wisdom. And that's what we've titled this series, Get Sense. Get wisdom, right? Where do we get wisdom from? We get wisdom from the word of God. We'll get wisdom from our daily life, being able to make sense, of our daily life itself. And obviously, we use the word of God as a guide in getting that wisdom from daily life. Verse 5 says, get wisdom, get understanding, right? Get wisdom, get understanding, right? Get wisdom, get understanding, get the ability to break it down into its different modes,